Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, thanks for joining me again. Today I'm going to give you another wig tutorial, and this is going to be the most amazing hack for setting long wigs you've ever seen, okay? Now, I'm using a Raja in Miss Australia, which, don't start jizzing yourself, guys. These aren't for sale. We don't have lace front wigs back. This is just actually an old wig that we had left over, that we attempted to style it for a customer a while ago. So we decided that we'd try a new technique for a customer. He wanted a big perm, and it was like a last minute quick job, and we didn't have much time. And for some reason, we decided we'd try a new technique, which was instead of doing it in sticks and perming it, we'd do it in like Zulu knots. Because I knew that Matthew Anderson used to do RuPaul's wigs in Zulu knots to give that like really natural curled look. Anyway, it failed completely and we had to use another wig. And so this wig's been sitting in a box in this terrible perm for so long. And so anyways, I got Nikita to steam it out and to wash it and make it all nice again so I can do this. So I'm using this wig, even though it's not available for sale. I'm so sorry about it. Because I wanted to show you this for long hair, and this is the longest wig I've got. Okay, a little admin. Thank you so much for watching my last video. It's been amazing. It's been like, it's got some really good views. And it's great. It's like, it's nice to see that the channel's building and we're, you know, I'm figuring out what you like to see, and the wig stuff you obviously really like to see because they're the most popular ones. But I want to do a variety of different things. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be one particular sort of source of content. But yeah, so I thought in celebration of how good the last video was, even though some people didn't like the music, so soz about it. I am going to do a new one for you. Now you're going to need a few things for this. Actually, I need to show you. One second. Okay, I'm going to start this tutorial by showing you how I used to set wigs using a standard brush roller, a wire roller, which is just what people use. You know, it's just a standard piece of equipment for, piece of kit for wig setting. But the thing is about having long hair is that there's a lot of fiber to get around the roller. I'll even use a smaller piece of hair to give you the full effect. Now, what you do is just put your wire roller in, get those ends nice and neat. And then wind it all the way up. And that's fine, but you need a lot of rollers so you don't get too much hair in there, because you can imagine as you're winding it up, you're building that hair around the roller and making it thicker, which means two things. It means that the curl is going to be looser at the root, at the base, because the roller suddenly is bigger because of the amount of hair around it. And two, it's harder to get the steam in there to get a really consistent curl, because you've got to make sure all that curl, all that hair, that fiber is steamed properly for the curl to take and to be set properly. So I used to do that, and it's quite time consuming. It's very difficult if you're going to do a perm. This technique, which I'll show you in a second, is great for perms with tighter rods. So I'm going to take this out now, and then you get this problem. You get like the tangle. Okay, that's that. Okay, that's the previous way we were doing it. So this new technique I've got, okay, uses the same principle as a standard roller set, but I use the big bendy, what are they called? Bendy sticks? I don't know what they're called. Anyway, the bendy sticks. And they come in a variety of sizes, down to really small. I don't have any really small here, but I will just get you one. Okay, they come in a variety of sizes, depending on what set or what curl you're doing. If you want to do a perm, you do a really nice tight one that gives you a really nice sort of Diana Ross perm. But I want to achieve a standard roller set, a nice bouncy standard roller set. So this stick, what are they called? Like, there is a name for them, but I can't think of them right now. Anyway, and this roller are pretty much the same size, as you can see. So we get a similar curl to this, but this technique is going to be so much easier for you, okay, guys? So I thought of I remember thinking to myself, there has to be an easier way to do a perm in a long wig. Because we were just doing the small rollers, you know, and then having to like wrap the hair around, and you get those lots of it's really hard not to get fishhook ends. And that. And then like it comes up. That's not too bad actually, but when you get to the layers on top, let's do it on top. Okay, let me take this down and I'll show you the top because this is another element of this setting technique, which is really helpful. As you can see, this wig has a lot of layers in it, all these layers, which means that every time you set something, you're going to inevitably have different lengths through the section, which is just going to make your setting process really hard and really difficult. Even for a professional, it's difficult. So let me demonstrate this. That down. So let me take a section at the top because I want you to be able to see it, and I won't direct it up like I usually would. I'll bring it down so you can also see it. And I want to show you what happens when I start to wrap this around. The ends are hard, and you get lots of like spikes, lots of ends, which will inevitably, even with the most skilled setting, be very difficult to get smooth, okay? And so look at that. That's just, you know, really hard. So I was thinking about, there has to be a better way. I was thinking, trying to rack my brain. I'm like, I need like end papers, like an actual perm. An end paper is a little thing, little pieces of paper that you wrap on the end, and then you've got a nice smooth surface so you can tighten your or wind around your rod, and you don't get fishhook ends. And I needed a drag version of that, a more extreme version of that, and I was just trying to rack my brain thinking of what to use. Anyway, oh, ow. Anyway, I came up with the ingenious idea that I would use stockings, pantyhose, covered in hair, as my end papers. So let me show you this, okay? So there are a couple of advantages of doing this technique in general, whether it's a nice tight perm or a sort of a bouncy set. And that is, you've got so much area to wind the hair around. And combining it with this stocking technique, you're going to have an even surface. That means that all the steam's going to get to the rod and to the to all the fibers evenly, and you're going to have the stocking around it, so you're not going to have fishhook ends. Okay, let's start. Let me show you. Okay, so start with, now I'm going to, once again, this is hard in landscape, so let me just put that down. I might actually come back a bit because we need to be able to see what we're doing. Well, you need to be able to see what I'm doing because what's the point of doing a tutorial if you can't see it? Okay, now, I am going to just have this just all set back. I kind of want this just nice and bouncy, and no particular parting. So, because I just want it to be like, kind of like, I mean, not like this, but this sort of direction. Just nice and bouncy back. And you can obviously do any set pattern that you want, but today, just for the sake of the tutorial and the video and for what I potentially might use this wig for later on, I'm going to just set it all back. So we'll start with our, well, first of all, before each section, take your stocking, your pantyhose. So I have a combination of nude and black pantyhose, and that was just because the day that I thought of this and wanted to try it out, I went to the supermarket and that's what they had in the quantities I needed, so I had to get the two colors. Now the black is fine on synthetic, but I did use black on a long human hair wig that I wet set, and the black did leave a bit of a stain, so just be aware of that. But I haven't had the black stain on synthetic hair before that I can remember. So let's start. Got your stocking, your pantyhose on your hand. Take your first section. Now you can actually be quite generous with your section, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to do a nice big section. Much bigger than what you could do in a normal, with a normal roller. And once again, look as I'm doing this, look at all that hair that you're gonna have to fight with if you weren't using this technique. Okay, so at the base of the hair, thread your pantyhose through, keeping the stocking long. Can you see this at the top? Oh, can you? God, I hope you can, because that's just annoying if you can't. I can't see. No, I don't think you can. Wait, let me fix this. Okay, I've brought you up a little bit, so hopefully you can see. Okay, so I've got my section. Oh, pantyhose on my hand. Don't forget that. That's annoying if you forget that. I've got my section. Nice and smooth and even and neat. And as you can see, it's a fairly generous section. And I'm going to put the pantyhose at the base, all the way along the shaft of the section. And I'm going to, and you can see, like, I don't have to keep my tension, like, well, you do have to keep tension, but like, it's just much easier. I'm going to take that, I'm going to pull the pantyhose above the last end of the hair, and then wrap that under and lock that in. And that's locked in now. And now I can just roll it around. And as I'm rolling around, I'm using the entire length of the roller. Pin that in, get that out of the way. Okay, let me show that again from a different angle. Actually, I'll move that way so you can see. So, pantyhose on the hand. Like a nice, generous section. Grab the base, pull through, stretch up the stocking, put your roller, oh, can you see? Oh, you can't. Oh, bugger. God. Bloody landscape. Is that better? Now you're so far away. Grab the base, pull your hair through, taking that, make sure you don't bring that up too much, because that'll stretch. The pantyhose stretches, so you can stretch that up. Stretch it up to the point where you're at the end of the tips, and then grabbing the stocking, wrap that around, lock it in by just rolling it over under itself, and then roll down, taking the hair on an angle along the stick. Okay, now I'm going to show you another one, but I'm going to come close so you can see the end, okay? I'm going to sit down, and hopefully we can make this work because it's very difficult. Okay, you're nice and tall. So let's hope this works. Okay, we'll do another section. Pantyhose, taking another generous section. Can you see the ends? I hope you can see the ends. Why the hell am I doing this if you can't see it? Let me do this. Okay, we'll just lift it up a little bit. That's, oh, easy, okay. Okay, so, and it's getting longer now. Okay, so we've got, I'm not sure if you can see the base. Anyway, you've seen this. Pull the hair through. Lift that up. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that, good. Okay, so you can see I've got this little tuft of hair hanging here. Now I want to put my roller in. I've got all my tension nice and, or fairly tight at the end. And then once I've got the roller where I want it, I'm going to pull the end up and then wrap it around and then roll it, and that'll lock it in. And then you got that nice look. So you don't have to worry about that. And then as you roll, you roll it along the section of the stick. Okay, let me do this. Okay, now you can see the hair starts here and works all the way down. And once you get to this point, you've only got one rotation of hair in there. So you're pretty much true to the size of the rod or the stick or the roller or whatever you want to call it. Okay. So that is the entire top section of that wig in 3 rollers. This one's a little bit baggy because I moved that, but that's fine. It's fine. If you want more control over the roots and the placement, then you can do smaller sections. So for ease, and just to get a curl in there, this is great. So I'm gonna take that whole side, this whole section in one go, okay? Look, that whole section. Okay. I feel like I'm not explaining myself very well this morning. I need more coffee. I hope it makes sense to you. I didn't put my thing on. It's my pantyhose. I've got a ladder in my pantyhose. Oh, I'm not wearing pantyhose. Okay, this one's actually a short one. There are a few different lengths in there, but and I actually need a long one because it's a, hold on a second. There we go. I found a long one. Oh yeah, that's so long. Okay. Grab the base, pull it through, get your stick, pull that. Now these sides are a little bit more tricky because they have a lot more ends in them. I'm wrapping it around, locking it in, and then rolling it down the shaft. Now, you could probably use a longer pantyhose for these side sections so you're containing more of the hair within the pantyhose. Pantyhose. Ho! But there it is. Okay, a couple little hairs there, but that's fine. You get the idea. Okay, is it enough for you? Have you worked that, like that makes sense, right? Okay, I'm gonna finish setting the wig. I'll do it in fast motion, and then we're going to steam, bake, and then brush out. But like, it's so simple. As you can see, like, that's almost 3/4 of the hair done in 4 rollers. Like that's, so let's keep going. Okay, so we're done, and as you can see, I've got all the hair contained very neatly. There's a couple of little loose hairs, but no one's gonna notice that. And I've only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 rollers, which is pretty good for a wig this length and this thick as well. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna steam it and put it in the oven. But before I do that, I forgot to tell you that I bought these on eBay, and I will also give you the measurement of this. 1 second. So the diameter of this is 3.5 inches or 9 centimeters, and across is like just under 3 centimeters, or it's 1 inch. There you go. So eBay, I think they're called flexible sticks or wire sticks or something. I don't know. I found these big ones quite hard to find, so you need to look for them. But now you know the measurement of that, then you can look for them. And then obviously they go down from there, and you know, like that's what's that? That's half an inch, that one. So which is, you know, like whatever it is in centimeters. Okay, now steam. You've seen me steam. You don't. Oh, actually no, I'll do steaming. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm back. So I've got my trusty steamer, which I'm not sure if you've seen this, but I absolutely love this. I was always using, I used to have a really good steamer back in the day, a good, this brand actually, which is a ProPress. It's a professional steamer for clothes and stuff like that. And that broke. Oh no, actually I lost it. I went on tour with a TV show and they lost it. That was nice. And then I was just buying cheap ones from like Kmart for like $50, and they were like good for like a week, and they'd like pack it in and they were terrible. Anyway, I'd been meaning to buy a new steamer for ages, and then I was going on the ProPress thing, and they're like $800. They're like, they're not cheap. And then I saw that they had one and it was pink, which obviously I just had to have. Unfortunately, we had it sitting in the sun in the corner, and it's faded a little bit, which I'm really depressed about, but anyway, never mind. I'm sure you know how to steam. I'm gonna give you a quick brief run through, just to make sure, just to cover all bases. Always be knowledgeable of the fiber you're using. This is heat safe, so I can go really close with this and like really, you know, get the steam in there. But be aware, because if it's not heat safe, you need to like, you know, have the steam from a certain angle or a certain distance so it doesn't burn the hair. But like I said, this is heat safe and I can go right in, and I'm just gonna go along all the roller around. And the beauty about this technique and these rollers is that I've got access to the entire shaft of the hair. The shaft, I'm saying the word shaft. The entire shaft of the fiber, all the way along the roller. And like I said before in my earlier bit, that if I was rolling it all up over itself, that inside layer would be much harder to get to and often doesn't steam evenly because it's just too hard for the steam to get in there. So let's go along, making sure every roller is done properly. And if you're new to steaming, or if you've steamed before and you've had the unfortunate mishap of missing a roller, which can happen, it's absolutely devastating. So to make sure that doesn't happen, what I like to do is I like to sort of have my pins in a certain direction, which I always do vertically, because if it's horizontal and you're steaming it, sometimes it gets a little ridge. So if it's vertical, after I've steamed it, I just turn the pin horizontal and then I know I've done it. Or I just pay attention. You can usually tell because it's wet, you know what I mean? But like, just it can't hurt to be thorough. So literally just go along and follow this process all the way along every roller, making sure you do it thoroughly, methodically. Don't rush it, because like I said, you don't want to have any hair that has been missed. Okay. I'm gonna do the rest in fast motion because you don't need to sit through all this. This is my least favorite job ever. And to be honest, if Nikita wasn't off today, I wouldn't be doing this. If Nikita was here, she would be doing it. This is the job that I don't do anymore. I've steamed thousands and thousands of wigs in my day and I hate it. It does help with a nice steamer though, a nice good quality steamer. Anyway, fast forward. So boring. Worst job in the world. Okay, so I've gotten all that mostly, well, not mostly, I have got it all done. But I like to go through and do it twice. Just to be on the safe side, to make sure you've got everything. Give it another good dose of heat. Even though once makes me want to kill myself. But twice, ugh. Anyway, it has to be done. It just has to be done. Okay. Okay, that'll do. Well, not that'll do. That's done correctly. Hope. No, it's fine. Don't worry too much also about these roller marks here. We've got a way to fix that later on as well. So I'm gonna stick this in my oven and I'm gonna bake it for like an hour. Literally. And what's going on here? Oh, it's that. And then after that, we'll let it cool down and then it'll be ready to take out. You could just let this dry naturally, which is totally fine. Let it dry overnight or something like that. Obviously, that's fine. But I do sometimes find that the set will be not as accurate, if that makes sense. It'll be a bit looser, which means you've either got to go a roller down to get the size you want, or you got to heat it up, you know? So I'm going to heat it up. And I'm going to put it in my trusty oven, which is actually a pie oven. That is designed to warm pies. It doesn't actually cook it, so it only goes up to 100 degrees Celsius, so you can't overcook. Oh, I just remembered that I do have a tutorial on here, a very, very old video, on how to make your own homemade oven, like wig oven, out of a cardboard box and a hairdryer. Do not leave it unattended. I will not be responsible for someone's house burning down, but it does work. And it will give you the heat that you need and help you with your drying process. But don't leave it unattended, okay? Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we're back. So she's been steamed, baked, and let cool. It's very important to let the fibre cool down completely cool before you take the rollers out. So the plastic has time to set, and then we just unwind and ta-da! We've got a beautiful curl. This part's really easy. Well, only because I'm not doing a full brush up. If I was doing a full brush up, there'd be a whole another section, but I'm not doing that today, so it's just easy. Ah, look at that, nice and smooth, no fish hooks. Let's give that a brush, huh? Ah, yeah. Oh, timber. Yeah. Okay. I mean, the beauty about doing this in two sections was while it was in the oven baking, I got to start editing the video. So I just realized that I'm a little bit spacey today. I do apologize. Okay, we're looking good. Because there's so much hair in this. Well, not so much, but there's a lot of hair. I like to brush that in sections, and I like to put some oil in it as I'm going. What is this? Argan oil. Oh, yeah, we'll do that. Like I said in my other video, it's much easier to style wigs when you break up into sections. Okay, well, we're done. So I'm not gonna, wait. So can you see me? So I'm not gonna do any more to it than this, because I really just wanted to show you the setting technique and not the combing up part. Oh, actually, we don't have any roller marks there at all. That's lovely. Maybe, when I figure out what I want to do with it, I will do a brush up video, maybe. But there we have it, a nice, simple, beautiful setting technique for long wigs. And yeah, beautiful. I was going to show you something, and I don't really need to show you because it hasn't happened, but if it does happen and you do get roller marks, then just get your, yeah, I'll do it. Stop being a lazy bitch, just do it. Hold on. So if you happen to get roller marks in any wig, in any set actually, and your wig is heat safe, the fiber's heat safe, then just brush the hair wig. Oh my God, I'm trying to do this all wrong. The wrong side. Brush your hair up. Put your hairdryer on the root. Then put it on cool. And that would change the direction of your knotting. You can do that if you need to. I didn't need to, but I wanted to show that anyway. Bonus. Okay, guys. I hope that made sense. I do feel like I was a bit all over the place today. I do apologize, but we're all friends here. It's fine. Anyway, try it out. I hope it works for you. And I hope it changes your life. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to flick the subscribe button. And I'm going to see you next time. Okay. Lots of love to you and yours. Mwah.
Wigs by Vanity. This is my wigs. I don't wear hair.